Hi, Omega Khaos here again, with another real-life deck profile, and this time I am showing my updated Synchron deck. So I have been searching for a right build for this deck since reinforcement of the army got limited. That hurt the deck's consistency quite a lot. But now I think I have found the almost perfect build for this deck. Of course, it's still not that competitive, but it definitely has a lot of potential, and we got some a few new cards as well for this deck. So I guess let's go at this deck. Of course, first the monsters. So first, free quick draw Synchron. Of course, one of the key cards in the deck and very necessary for your combos, if level leader and all that, or to discard the level 1 2 and to 10 revive with chunk Synchron and send then someone Doppel Warrior and all that, so definitely really good. Then of course, free chunk Synchron, arguably the key card of the deck. So yeah, I don't think I really need to explain this card. Then of course, triple Jet Synchron, one of the best cards from the Synchron structure deck, and of course really good, self-reviving tuner. And one unknown Synchron, a new addition to this deck. The reason why I run it is because it's a dark attribute monster, so I can banish it with Allure, and just an extra level 1 tuner as well. So that is all the Synchrons. Then the other monsters I run are, of course, free Doppel Warrior. Another one of the key cards in this deck. Again, I don't think I need to explain it. Of course, if you synchro someone with it, you get 2 tokens, and then summon formulas and all that, and 2 other things. Unfortunately, since reinforcement of the army got limited, it's not as easy to search this card anymore. So that really sucks, but yeah, can't really do much about it, unfortunately. Then triple level eater. Again, really good card in this deck. Combos with quick to Synchron, and yeah, pretty nice card. And of course, it's a dark attribute for Allure of Darkness. Then I kind of wanted to also a new engine that can really extend my combos if I need to, and also just be good enough in deck. So I chose the Death Genos engine. I tried the performance engine in this deck again, but that really doesn't really work that well because I already have instant fusion to summon level 4, so I don't think I really need the performance engine. And yeah, so first 2 Death Striker, just an extra tuner level 2, combos well with certain cards, like if you summon it and then normal summon Dandelion, and then you can go into level 5 and all that, or of course combos well with Death Genos Werewolf. And of course the next card, Death Genos Werewolf. Another reason of course why I chose this engine is because Death Genos Werewolf is a dark attribute for Allure of Darkness, and it's level 3, so if I do my regular combo and then summon that second formula Synchron, then I can summon this card from my hand and then go into level 5 and then go into Quasar or start a Cipher. So yeah, that's why I think it's really good. Then some other deck cards. Of course, Glow Up Bulb. Again, of course, really good good in here, self-reviving level 1 tuner. Dandelion, of course, get some tokens and combos with quick to Synchron as well. And the last monster is Mathematician, of course, really good to set up your graveyard. Level 3 monster, so I think it's pretty good. Of course, can be a little bit slow for this deck because it's mostly a setup card. It's not really a combo card, mostly. So that was all the monsters in this deck. Now let's see the spell cards and traps as well, because I don't run that many. Of course, first triple tuning, of course, needs no explanation. Searches out all the Synchron tuner monsters, and then the middle card, which can be sometimes adventurous, but can be really bad as well. Of course, like you know, I really hate random milling. Then 2 Allure of Darkness. This card came back to 2 recently, and it definitely helps out this deck quite a lot. Of course, the Synchron deck has quite a few dark monsters, and if you throw too many of them, you can just banish them for Allure of Darkness. And I added some, of course, other dark monsters in this deck as well. Then, of course, Reinforcement Army. Unfortunately, it's limited, but yeah, of course, I would run 3 if it was at 3 or at multiples. So yeah, of course, still really good to search out Chunk Synchron, Topper Warrior, things like that. 1-for-1, of course, I don't think I need to explain this either. And same with Foolish Burial. And then Soul Charge. Finally, I have this card. Of course, I didn't get this card for a while when it was a super rare, but now of course it got reprinted in the Monarch structure deck, so I finally got it. And of course, it's really good to, of course, extend your combos and make like 2 limit over action Synchrons. Then a 3 instant fusion, of course, summon Northern, and 1000 Rider Restrict, which also came back in the ban list. And 2 MST Mystical Space Typhoon. Of course, I would run Twin Twisters if I had it instead, but since I don't Mystical Space Typhoon, it should be good enough. And I show the traps as well, only 2. First is Gravity Collapse. You might wonder, what is this card? It pretty much says that you tribute the Synchro monster, and then you negate the summon, and then your opponent cannot summon anything for the rest of their turn. So pretty much you shut down your opponent's whole turn if you activate it. Of course, the cost is very high, but since you still summon a lot of synchros, it shouldn't be a much of a problem. It just makes your field even more unbreakable. And then the last card in the main deck is Solar Warning. Of course, a really amazing trap card. Of course, again, makes your field even more unbreakable. So that was the spells and traps. Now let's see the extra deck. First, of course, my favorite Synchro monster, Shooting Quasar Dragon. Of course, still very powerful. Mostly you summon it to go for all the K. And of course, really powerful. Unfortunately, I don't run Shooting Star Dragon anymore, mostly because of extra deck space. But of course, still really good. Then a new addition to this deck, Stardust Cipher Divine Dragon. It's also a pretty good, I guess, limit or access synchro. Some might think that it's inferior to Quasar, but I think they are more or less equal. I think Stardust Cipher is more defensive, while Shooting Quasar Dragon is more offensive, because Stardust Cipher is a lot harder to bait out, but the effect is not as flexible. Basically, all of your cards on the field are protected once per turn by card effects, so that's already really good, like Star Spark, but it protects each of your cards once per turn. So, and then you can negate a monster effect, and then you can destroy any card on the field. So if your opponent activates something, you negate it, and then you can choose what card you want to destroy. So that's really good. And in the graveyard you can banish it to summon a level 8 or lower Stardust monster from the graveyard. So that's extra effect I don't use mostly, but still can become useful at times. Too bad it can't revive Stardust Warrior, but yeah, I guess you can't ask for everything. Then Stardust Warrior, of course, still really powerful to negate inherent special summons, and also floats into another Warrior Synchron monster. Then Hot Red Acknowledgement Abyss. I guess you could call it Mini Quasar, because it negates any face-up card on the field in either player's turn. So I think, yeah, really powerful. Then Belze of the Diabolic Dragons, just a level 8 Dragon Synchro to go into Abyss, but it's good by itself as well. Then of course the regular Stardust Dragon, the classic, I think is still pretty good. Then Drill Warrior, of course going with mostly with like Quick Draw or and a Topal or Fluffal token. Then Jet Warrior, of course, really good to go into with either Jet Synchron and level 4 or a Quick Draw and then reduce the Quick Draw's level to then go into this card that way. Of course, really good card. And then, of course, of the key level 5s, Death Shadows Hyper Librarian. Yeah, I don't think I need to explain it. It's a staple for most Synchro combo decks. Then Armados Keeper of Power is just as an extra generic level 5 Synchro. It can be really anything you want. Then Axel Synchron, of course, really good. 2 Formula Synchron, of course. And then the targets for Instant Vision. Elder Entity Northern, of course, it got limited, so I can only run 1. And finally, 1000 Eyes Restrict. It came back in the most recent Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list, and it's definitely pretty good with Instant Vision. And it's also a level 1 non-tuner for formal play, so yeah, it's definitely pretty good. So that was the extra deck. So this was my update Synchron real life deck profile. So yeah, I think this deck is now pretty good. I still might have to improve it in the future. So I hope you enjoyed this real life deck profile. For now, goodbye and Khaos out.